When you think of Tomorrowland, what comes to mind? Speed, energy, rushing from one ride to the next? It's a checklist. Knock out Space Mountain, hit up Star Tours, and beat your high score on Buzz Lightyear. We move through Tomorrowland with this fanatic desire to see everything before the day runs out. But what if I told you the real magic of Tomorrowland isn't just the rides, but in the space between them? What if slowing down reveals a living, breathing world, a stunning light and kinetic energy that most people are just too busy to ever notice? What if we've been looking at Tomorrowland all wrong? When Walt Disney first dreamed up this place, it was a promise. Tomorrow can be a wonderful age, he said, and he wanted this land to be a living blueprint for that optimism. That promise wasn't just built into the attractions, it's woven into the very motion of Tomorrowland. You see it in the grand sweeping gestures. Just look at the Disneyland monorail. It's been gliding over the park since 1959. A 2.5-mile silver ribbon showing off what elegant, efficient transportation could look like. It's this constant, reassuring presence, a reminder that the future is always moving. And then there's the Astro Orbiter. From the ground, yeah, it's a dazzling blur of rockets. But stop and really watch it for a minute. You'll see this graceful orbital dance. The rockets don't just spin, they rise and they fall, painting these beautiful circles against the sky. It stops being just a ride and becomes a kinetic sculpture. But some of the most poetic motion in Tomorrowland isn't moving at all anymore. Look up at those elevated tracks crisscrossing the sky. They're the ghosts of the people mover and the short-lived rocket rods. They're just dormant architecture. But when you slow down, you see they add layers of history and texture to the sky. They aren't just empty tracks. They're monuments to progress, visual echoes of thousands of journeys. And sitting high above it all is the Observatron. Built from the frame of the old rocket jets, this thing was designed to come alive every 15 minutes, its dishes spinning towards the heavens. Now it's been dormant for years, but its static form tells its own story, a piece of kinetic art waiting for a signal that might never come again. It's another layer of the land's history, a constant reminder to keep looking up. At its heart, Tomorrowland speaks a language of light. It's more than just neon signs. It's a carefully orchestrated symphony that tells a story. Notice the subtle neon trim on the buildings. Even in the middle of the day, they give off this soft glow, hinting at the energy buzzing just underneath the surface. At night, that energy is totally unleashed. This land transforms into a pulsing ecosystem of light, and those silent people mover tracks become rivers of flowing color, setting the rhythm for the whole area. Of course, you can't talk about light without talking about Space Mountain. We all know it as a high-speed coaster in the dark, but the journey begins long before you board. The building itself is an icon of futuristic design, and for special events, its gleaming white facade has been used as a canvas for an incredible projection show. Inside, that feeling of speed isn't just from the 32-mile-per-hour velocity. It's a masterful trick of light and air. Hidden fans create wind to enhance the feeling of speed, while the darkness is punctuated by the gorgeous glow of distant nebulas and starfields. You're not just on a coaster. You're flying through a carefully crafted galaxy, designed to make you feel small in the most wonderful way. Now close your eyes. What does Tomorrowland sound like? Beyond the joyful screams and the hum of the crowds, there's this amazing sonic landscape at work. The land has its own heartbeat, a background music loop that's both futuristic and weirdly nostalgic. It's a synthesized score of pure optimism that ties the entire experience together. The sounds here are interactive too. For years, one of the most beloved residents of this land was Push, the talking trash can. This radio-controlled robot would roll through the crowds, striking up conversations and creating these little moments of spontaneous magic. He may not roam the lands as he once did, but the memory of his cheerful, robotic voice is a part of Tomorrowland's soul. This sonic storytelling is everywhere. Next time you're in queue for Star Tours, listen closely. You're not just hearing droids, you're hearing the actual movie props of C-3PO and R2-D2. And pay close attention to the overhead announcement. You might hear a page for Mr. Egrog Sackle. That's George Lucas spelled backwards, a classic Imagineering inside joke. Even the rides themselves have a sound language. On Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, that satisfying zap of your laser and the electronic chime of a successful hit create this super addictive feedback loop. Every single sound is designed to pull you into the action and make you feel like you're the hero of your own space adventure. Tomorrowland is basically a giant treasure chest of buried narratives and secrets, just waiting for anyone curious enough to take a closer look. Let's go back to Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. Most guests just hop on and start blasting whatever's in front of them. But the initiated know there's a strategy. The targets are shaped differently for a reason. Circles are worth less, while the hard-to-hit triangles are worth the most. But the ultimate prize is almost invisible. In the first and last rooms, where you face Emperor Zurg, there's a tiny unlit hole on his chest plate. Hitting it rewards you a staggering 50,000 points, a little secret reserved for the most observant space ranger. And believe it or not, the land is also a garden. Look closely at the planters near the eateries. You won't find decorative shrubs. You'll find fruit-bearing food plants like lemons and kumquats. It's a subtle nod to a future where form and function merge, where even the landscaping is part of a sustainable ecosystem. Even the ground holds secrets. You've probably seen the massive granite sphere spinning near the entrance, the one that weighs over 12,000 pounds but seems to float on a thin layer of water. It's a beautiful piece of kinetic art, but it's also hiding an insane secret of physics. If you could magically lift that ball off, the water pressure is so immense, it would shoot a geyser 150 feet into the air. It's a quiet, powerful demonstration of the unseen forces that shape our world. See, Tomorrowland is more than a place you visit. It's a place you can explore. It's a narrative written in light, motion, and secrets. And it's a world that opens up to you, but only if you give it the time it deserves. So the next time you're in Tomorrowland, I challenge you to find your own moment of quiet wonder. Maybe it's watching the monorail pass, or finding an edible plant, or just standing still and listening to the sound of the future. Let me know in the comments what hidden details you end up discovering. We're often in such a rush to get to the future that we forget to look at the tomorrow that's right in front of us. We treat it like a destination, when it was always meant to be a journey. Tomorrowland was born from an idea of progress and constant evolution. It's changed so much since 1955, and it will keep changing. But its core identity remains. It's a testament to human optimism and ingenuity. But that optimism isn't just found in a rocket ship or laser cannon. It's in the graceful arc of a ride against the sky. It's in the pulse of light that mimics a heartbeat. It's in the hidden joke that makes a stranger smile. This is the true wonder of Tomorrowland. It's the beauty and the story that appears when you actually slow down.